So we're going to put on our sidewalk for a perspective drawing that is set up like this. So it's landscape. We're going to see the front of that curb going back into space. I'm going to show you guys how to put on the curb. So as we mark in lines down the bottom, we got to make sure these are really light going in, because our street will not have that sidewalk continuing down. My numbers are a little bit different on here because I'm working half size, but when we set this up, we went over 6 inches. Now we're going to be doing our pencil work down the bottom. So bring your ruler all the way down the bottom, measure over 4.5 inches, put a little dot. Come back over on the opposite side, measure over 4.5 inches, put a little dot. And we're going to connect from here to your vanishing point, nice and light, especially down here because we will see the street when we don't want that sidewalk going right across. There we go. So now I've got that sidewalk set in. We're going to measure out from that bottom edge again, and depending on the size of your doors, if your doors are small on your buildings, you're going to want to measure over 1/8, or maybe even a little bit less, maybe close to a 1/16. If your doors are a little bit larger, we can make that slightly larger. You might measure over 1/4 inch. It's really up to you, but whatever you do on this side, make sure you do the same on this side. So as we mark, let's say we go over 1/8 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch, use your ruler, nice and light. We go down, nice and light. We go down. So now we've got the sidewalk and the curb there. We want to then come in and put our sidewalk that cuts in right across here. So I want you to come in and measure up from that bottom 3 inches. So 1, 2, 3. Again, my scale's a little bit off. And turn your triangle sideways and get that line nice and straight across. I don't have that triangle edge right now, so I'm kind of struggling just a little bit. Nice and light going all the way across. Why nice and light? Because this line's definitely going to erase, as will this, and so will these. We don't need those anymore. You see, I have a little whoopsie there. That's got to be straightened out. So as we come in, we're going to come in and we're going to drop our curve in. So where this line right here meets that, take your triangle, come straight up and down until it right about there. Take your triangle, turn it across, and nice and light. Remember, if there's small little doors, this edge will be small. Both sides, come across with it so that we have that little bit of a curb. We want to make sure that this edge and this edge all meet up, so I do have to make that a little bit larger, but then my doors will be set. I gotta make them a little bit bigger. I think that's about in proportion. Now, to make the sidewalk go back into space, this orthogonal here comes down right there. And every, whatever this measurement is from here to here, measure it. Let's say it's 1 inch. Measure over 1 inch. Light, nice light dot. Measure over 1 inch. Measure over 1 inch, very lightly. These will all, since they go on an angle, they must go to your vanishing point. Go to your vanishing point. Away from your vanishing point. And so on. Don't forget about that last little guy that we only see part of. Right? Where this curb drops down, we're going to go straight up and down. Straight up and down. Straight up and down. We do the same on the other side. These lines will be going up to the vanishing point that way. And as we go back further into space, whatever this is, nice light dot, nice light dot. they will get closer together, going back into space. You only need to really worry about measurements on the one side. Turn your paper sideways, triangle up against that black edge, and I'm going to draw on this side, and I'm going to come right over to that side, draw. Go to my next little dot, line it up, draw, and draw. And just keep following that through until you reach all the way in the back. All the way back until it goes to there. Later on, when I Sharpie marker, I will come in with a real skinny marker using one of these guys, and just a little flick of the wrist just across to give it that detail disappearing in the back. Curbs on the side of the door, side of the sidewalks over here, goes from where that orthogonal meets this one, straight up and down, use your triangle, straight up and down, all the way back in the space. And this will then create that step down for your curb.